Architecture of the City of Detroit. The architecture of metropolitan Detroit continues to attract the attention of both experts in the field and preservationists. One of the most recognizable urban skylines in the world is Detroit's waterfront, which showcases a variety of architectural styles. One Detroit Center, with its postmodern neo-Gothic spires, is reminiscent of the city's historic Art Deco skyscraper designs. Together with the Renaissance Center, these buildings form a recognizable city skyline. Detroit's architecture is recognized as some of the best in the United States, thanks to the vast collection of buildings from the late 19th and early 20th centuries that remain in the city. Due to economic problems, the National Trust for Historic Preservation has included many of Detroit's old skyscrapers and buildings on its list of America's most endangered architectural landmarks. Detroit's suburbs also boast significant architectural masterpieces and several historic mansions. Detroit skyscrapers. In the 1880s, Golden Age architects such as Wilson Eyre, Gordon Lloyd, Harry J. Rill, Henry T. Brush, and others focused not only on churches and residential buildings, but also on office and commercial buildings in the most prestigious areas of Detroit. They created several high-rise buildings decorated with 19th-century stone carvings, many of which remain today. Examples of such buildings include the Detroit Clubhouse, the R.H. Traver Building, and the R.H. Traver Building. Detroit is also home to historic commercial buildings and skyscrapers, such as the United Way Community Services Building and the Hammond Building. Architecturally significant buildings from the late 19th and early 20th centuries by masters such as Daniel Burnham and Lewis Camper also form a significant part of the city's architectural heritage. Many historic buildings in Detroit are listed on the National Register of Historic Places, including the Fisher Building and Cadillac Place. Some of these buildings are in need of restoration, such as Michigan Central Station, which was purchased by Ford in 2018 and is planned to be transformed into a mixed-use center. During the Roaring Twenties, Detroit saw the construction of historic buildings such as the Book Cadillac Hotel, designed by Lewis Camper in the Neo-Renaissance style. This period of historic designs highlights the rich architectural heritage of the city of Detroit. In the 1920s, Detroit saw the construction of many Art Deco buildings that became symbols of the city's prosperity and beauty. Architect Hugh Ferris created a series of drawings for his client, department store magnate Joseph L. Hudson, which were exhibited in his department store and in the famous Detroit Institute of Arts building. Other architects were also inspired by Ferris's work, creating famous buildings such as the Guardian Building, the David Stott Building, and the J.L. Hudson. One of the striking examples of the city's neoclassical architecture was Cadillac Place, designed by Albert Kahn Associates for General Motors. Albert Kahn, who earned the nickname the Architect of Detroit, created many important structures, including the Wayne County Building and the opulent Fisher Building, which was considered the city's largest public art piece. Architect Wirt C. Rowland also left his mark on the city's history, creating such famous buildings as the Buell Building, Penobscot, and Guardian. His Gothic, Revival, and Art Deco works, including the Guardian Building with Mary Chase Perry Stratton Pewter ceramic tiles, became an important part of Detroit's architectural heritage. The three tallest buildings in Detroit. One, Renaissance Center. The Renaissance Center, also known as the GM Renaissance Center or Renson, is a 7-skyscraper complex in downtown Detroit, Michigan that is the headquarters of General Motors. The Central Tower has been the tallest building in Michigan since its completion in 1977, standing at 727 feet or 222 meters. The design by architect John Portman consists of a 5-tower reset comprising office towers, a hotel, a shopping mall, and other developments. In 2004, GM completed a $500 million renovation of the center, adding the 5-story Winter Garden atrium and modernizing the design. The Renaissance Center spans 5,552,000 square feet, making it one of the largest commercial complexes in the world. In July 2015, the complex was renamed Gumrenson, and a photojournalistic advertising campaign reflecting the new Detroit was launched. The complex is not associated with the Renaissance Hotel chain, but there is a Renaissance Hotel in the suburbs of Novi. 2. LE Detroit Center. LE Detroit Center is a building designed by architects Berge and Johnson, with a postmodern design that includes neo-Gothic spires. 619-189. Built from granite and known for its architectural style, the building houses shops, a restaurant, and a gym. Plans to build a twin tower of 2 Detroit Center have been shelved. 3. Penobscot Building. When completed, the Penobscot Building was the 8th tallest building in the world and the 4th tallest in the United States. At 566 feet tall, it was the tallest building in Michigan until 1977. The building has 47 floors. Although it is lower than the LE Detroit Center, which has higher floors and a roof,